Oh, hello. My name is Toby. I'm a newspaper boy. I have a few stories to tell you. Come on in. Come on. Hello again. Once on a cold December morning, I was delivering my newspapers on William Street. I was approaching Mr. Spry's house at 6:30 a.m. But I saw the light on the first floor. It was odd because usually at this hour he would still be sleeping. Mr. Spry owned a candy shop on the first floor. On the second floor, he had his flat. So I came closer and stood on some wooden boxes, but they were not strong enough and I collapsed. I fell on some glass bottles and they made a lot of noise. Bam! Suddenly, the door opened and a big guy in black pulled me in. Inside, I saw a yellow-haired youth pushing Mr. Spry down the stairs. They told us, "Be quiet," and they went to rob the shop. Mr. Spry told me, "They're thieves." I got scared, but I had to pull myself together. The yellow-haired youth asked me for a newspaper. I gave him the daily one. But suddenly I had an idea. "Mr. Spry," I said, "there's a big accident. A lorry turned over in the snow." "What accident?" asked the big guy. And I told him about it. "The police are on the way," I said. They were not happy. They said, "Oh no, we'll have to go through the electronic factory." They packed up and went away. I said, "Mr. Spry, don't worry, you'll get your money back." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, and I gave him the cutting from the local newspaper. It said, "A new alarm system in the electronic factory." I told him, as soon as they come in, the police will get the signal and they'll come. In a few minutes, we heard the police sirens. And Mr. Spry told me, "So tell me about that accident." I said, "What accident?" And they both smiled. On an April morning, I was delivering the newspapers, and I came to number 17 on Ash Avenue. It had a new owner in it, so I came to say hi. When I came in, the owner was trying to move a desk, and he asked me for help. I said, "Let's take all the drawers out." I took all of them out except one. It was locked. He said, "It's okay, it's still much easier like this." So we carried it and put it. Then the phone rang, so the owner went to the other room. I found a newspaper cutting. It said, "George Elton, prisoner escaped. Bank robbers stole 120,000 British pounds." I looked around. The house was expensive. The owner must be rich. When I came back to the newspaper shop, I told Harry that I think that he is the robber. I asked Harry to look up his first name. He said it starts with a G. Those two names were very similar. So I was sure he is the robber. Next day I came back and said I left a pen. We walked in and we saw the cutting. Mr. Elliot said, "It doesn't belong here." And he said, "Oh, I'm writing a book about my job. I'm a retired policeman." I had a relief. I said, "What about George Elton?" He said, "He's caught and he's in prison, and the money was found." I was happy. When I came back to the newspaper shop, he already knew that Mr. Elliot is not a thief. I said, "There's nothing to be worried about except I'm a bad detective." "But you're a good newspaper boy," he said.